Griddle Master. Cooking up the good stuff.
Hey, Griddle Master Joe here with you, and I'm with Mrs. Griddle Master. You know, we met in Hawaii. We were both in the Marines in Hawaii, and that's where we met. That's where we go every year. We just came back, and we tried a bunch of different locations, and they have char siu. They also have the Korean barbecue. So I got back and I was like, that'd be really great, because I like the Chinese ribs, the short ribs that they have with the Korean barbecue. It seems real easy to make. So we went to our local
store, Asian Mart.
Thank you. I was just trying to include Mrs. Griddle Master, so she's not just standing there looking at me or you. Do you see them all? So we went to a place called Kimchi Mart. And we looked at what they had, and so we have 5 different things that we're going to do for you today, all char siu, Korean barbecue related. So the first one
is Mamacita's barbecue marinade, and it's actually a Filipino one. My cousin is Filipino, so we're doing this for her.
So this one was just the package that you open up. It has a powder in here, and you just dump it in, and you coat all the meat, and you let it marinate. All this has been marinated overnight. So look at the color of it. So that's pretty interesting. And I actually tasted it, and this tastes good as the powder. So I'm excited to see what it tastes like after we're done putting it on the griddle top. Oh, we're also doing rice right now. So that way we're going to do a pork fried rice also with the meal. So the next one I did, this one is called Galbi, G-A-L-B-I, Korean barbecue marinade for ribs. And so this one you just pour onto your ribs, and I'm doing short ribs, and I have some pieces of pork long that I was able to buy. The short ribs were actually almost 3 times the cost of what the pork was. So I just wanted to buy both so I can let you know, we can find out together, like, is it worth the price? 3 times the cost. It was like $30-something compared to the $10, and it was heavier for the cheaper also. So anyway, this is Galbi, and I just poured it in, closed it up. This one is the Korean barbecue, and this is not Galbi, but Kalbi, K-A-L-B-I. This is G-A-L-B-I, and this one says #1.
Yep, #1.
Korean's #1 brand during the 2002 to 2016. So I know they sell these in the different Oriental marts. This is blowing my mind, and that actually makes me feel sad that this is Chinese barbecue char siu seasoning mix. You only add a ½ cup of water to this mix, and then you look at this.
It's pink. Maybe it'll look better on the meat once you cook it.
But still, it's not very appetizing looking. And then we made our own, which looks really, really, really good.
Yes.
And I already cooked it and tasted it. Not cooked the meat, but you have to boil the marinade for 1 minute. And I did that and let it cool down and then put it in. And oh my goodness, I'm excited.
That's Chinese 5-spice and garlic and low sodium soy and red food coloring and a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of hoisin.
Hoisin?
Hoisin.
And anyway, we'll put the recipe So anyway, we're gonna do these all on the griddle top. We're gonna try to keep them separated. We're gonna film out there. It's about 2.5 hours of cook time. We want to keep the temperature inside around 275 degrees. And when we're done, the Mrs. Grillmaster, myself, and Griddlemaster Junior Jr., we're gonna do a taste test, and we're gonna talk about all these. And so that way you don't have to waste your valuable money, valuable time, and buy inferior product, we can help save you that time.
Actually, it's superior product. Costs a lot more.
Superior, like Superior Donuts.
Oh, what are you saying? You watch that show?
I do.
Okay. Yep, we'll give it all a try.
You have to look, don't look down when you're talking to people.
I can look wherever I want.
Yes.
And I'm not really a big rice fan. I actually like char siu with the steamed buns. That's my favorite.
So I'm gonna go in the jacuzzi and give her some steamed buns.
We don't have a jacuzzi.
All right, so we're gonna get this going, and we'll be back and share with you everything. Hey, Griddlemaster Joe here with Mrs. Griddlemaster. All right, so we're outside.
Hi. Okay.
So I asked Mrs. Griddlemaster to join us because there's going to be a lot of because I'm doing all the different, there are 5 different recipes here. And we want to keep them separated so we can test them and see the what's what. I asked her to help me. So the first one we're going to do is Mamacitas. Which this is Mamacitas. It looks like that barbecue marinade mix. I think this one's going to be good. This is really good with yellow rice, but we're also doing the white rice, and we're going to do a pork fried rice. So while Mrs. Grillmaster's opening that up, and actually I'm going to put these back here for her so she can do however she wants. No, I'm gonna tong them first, and then we're gonna dump the juice into it. So I put cooling racks. There's 3 cooling racks down here because we want the air to come up and circle around and be able to go underneath as well. So we need to try to keep this, and I may have to play with the burners a little bit, but I'm going to switch this all the way to max low now. I had it on for about that couple minutes on high. So now I need to be able to keep these separated, or at least remember what's what. The next one we're doing is the Galbi. Galbi. Now what I tried to do is 2 short ribs and 1 big piece of pork I did not cut this. This is how it came in the package. And this does have a bone in it. We want to try to keep them a little bit separated, just a little bit, so the air, like I was telling you, can circulate. The next one we're doing is the #1 Korean Hawaiian, Chinese, pink flower, funky looking. It smells good though, but it smells really, really, really sweet. I don't have to worry about getting these confused in my brain for some reason. I hope I have enough space. And last but not least, and I have more of this one because I put what I had left. Wow. Have you smelled these? Which one smells better to you already?
I don't know, it's all mixed up. It's trying to get out. I'll put the plate under my get it.
That's it. We got them on. We're going to close the lid. We're going to monitor this. We want to keep it, like I told you, around 275. And we're going to check back in here in about 45 minutes. Okay? So the time is what, Gridmaster Judy Jr.?
225.
2:25. So we will be back in 45 minutes or so. All right, it's been about 41, 42 minutes. So I have not opened it. I'm keeping it right in the ballpark between 375 and 380. I ended up having to turn 2 of my burners off. So I have 6 burners on this grill. This is a Weber Summit. And so I've turned them all on max low, and I turned the second one and the second to the last one off. So let's see. Wow. So they all have their all their unique little parts. So I'm just gonna flip them. Wow, they have little marks from the grapes. The smell is amazing. If it wasn't pork, I would take a bite of one of these. I did want to mention that we did take and didn't leave the marinades, the juices here. We put them in the refrigerator because we didn't want the pork juices being left out for 45 minutes. Typically I would baste them right now, the top, what I flipped, but it still has enough juice, the marinade and everything on there. I'm going to go ahead and let them go, because another 40 minutes, 45 minutes, you know, that's going to generate in the ballpark of an hour and a half, and so we still need to let them cook longer, so we're going to still have enough time to let them brown up and char up. So right now, let me see what time we have. We have 3:08, so I'm going to say 3:05, just ballpark, and we're going to come back and baste them up and flip them again. All right, Grillmaster Joe back with you. It's been about 45 minutes now, and we are going to open up, take a look at beauty. I have my temperature gauge here. You know, I have, herein lies the problem with what I did do, is I have 2 different thicknesses of pork. So, I'm just going to check this one. We we want to go for an internal temperature of 185, 170. So we're not that far off. 171. I'm going to go ahead. I know I'm right in that ballpark. So I want to baste each of these. So I have a little bit of this one sauce left. Whoa, that's up on my arm. Well, that's it for that one. I'm gonna try to get as much of it off my basting brush. We're gonna go with the galbi. That's what's really nice about the griddle top. It's holding all these. It's not dripping down into my grill, causing it to rust and corrode. So, and it's causing it, helping it to steam, and then causing those flavors to come out over top of the beef, of the pork. Alright, I'm going to put the lid down for about 5 minutes just so the rest of those short ribs could just bake on just a little bit. Alright, so I have the sesame seeds here. I'm just going to sprinkle on. Sprinkle on. So, hopefully this camera picked them up well so you can see. I'm going to go ahead and those in just a little bit. So those still had probably, because they're so thick, a little bit more to go. We're gonna let those go. We'll take these inside and we'll give it a taste test real quick and let's see. Okay, so we have the thicker ones finishing up on the griddle. Griddle Master Junior has to leave. So I wanted his input. So this is number 1. You just should have hit me a little right there. Thanks.
What's the towel over there? Thank you.
Okay, this is number 1. You get some napkins. Yeah, I know you need those. Okay. Go ahead.
I think it tastes great. I don't have any complaints about it. So, but then again, everything, there's plenty of things that taste different, and doesn't necessarily mean they're bad because it tastes different. So I think all these are probably going to taste pretty good.
Good. Like it?
I was going to say, if I ordered this in a restaurant, and this is what I received, I wouldn't have any complaints. So that is the Mamacitas, and you didn't need a liquid you just sprinkle this on the meat to marinate it. This next one is the Galbi, Galbi.
I need some water.
Right there. Oh, Mrs. Grudermaster doesn't like cold water.
Well, I just don't want to drink after you because you have a cold.
Ooh, I like that. That's really good.
It's too hot for me.
There's not.
Oh, not like the other one.
It's a little more sweeter. Just a little bit. Where I wouldn't say the other one was really sweet. This one is sweeter.
Yeah,
Has more flavor.
I think so. Yeah, and it's like I said, it's different, but they both tasted great. So it just all depends on your preferences.
I like this one better than the first one.
Alright, so that is unanimous so far.
Alright. And what's this one?
This one is the Kalbi with a Kalbi.
Well, that's really good. Again, but all these different pieces of meat are different, so...
Nope, these are all the same.
These are the same kind of meat.
These are all short ribs.
Well, they're all short ribs, but some are thicker, some are different. You don't know how much fat is on one or the other. So, you know, if just, you know, some might taste better, or, you know, a batch, you might say, oh, I don't like this, but think of the flavor separate from the meat. So, because sometimes the flavor might be great, but you might not enjoy it because the meat was, you know, wasn't what you expected or something like that. But flavor-wise, all these have
They're all
been
good,
really
but I
good.
like this one even better than the other two.
Yeah, we're going in order. Each one tastes better than the previous one.
Oh no, then that means our pink, funky pink is up.
I end up with 2 forks.
David doesn't need a fork.
Keep oh, a fly got in.
Right. Here we go.
Nope. Not better.
This tasted how I expected it to taste.
Not that great.
It tastes like the cheapo stuff that you would get at a weird Asian restaurant or whatever. So,
Yeah, I like this the least.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't taste horrible, but
No,
just,
it doesn't taste horrible. It's just not.
yeah, just on the scale compared to the other sauces and flavors.
I agree. I'd still eat it.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but compared to the, of course we had to let a fly in.
Yeah.
Alright, and last but not least, this is the
Homemade.
homemade
Sure.
marinade.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Perfect. I'm gonna be all dehydrated just to go work out. That'd be great.
It's good. I like number 3 the best. This one.
Well, the second and third ones have been the best.
What do you think?
There's too many flavors hitting with this. Like they're dipped where number 2 and number 3 kind of blended all together is a good flavor. As I chew with that house marinade, I was tasting like it's weird. I'm gonna say I was tasting the raw wine. I mean,
Well, this probably tastes so good because it has high fructose corn syrup in it. So it's bad for you.
so the worse it is for you, the better it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, if you're gonna do this, save yourself from having to go buy a bunch of ingredients. And it is number 1.
Yeah, it's great. It has pear puree, and apple.
And what's that one called? The brand and everything?
This is the Korean barbecue. You see? Korean barbecue original sauce. Kalbi, Kalbi. I hope I'm not like totally messing that word up. Kalbi marinade for ribs. And I did see that they have another one for chicken and pork. So,
Oh, look, there's a picture of apple on the front. Pear and apple. It says
made
there.
with Korean pear and apple. So anyway, and it has the big number 1 sign on it. So I hope this has helped you, saved you from messing up. We haven't tested, the thicker cuts of meat to see, but this is what costs the most, these short ribs. So we will let you know about the other pork and how it came across to us. All right. So we got I don't even know what this was. This was pork shoulder. And they were cut fatter. So you could see it's like a New York strip kind of size.
Thank you.
Now this doesn't have a pink ring going around it or anything.
Hot.
Very moist.
Well, it tastes the same, and it's really moist.
I feel like the flavor is there, but you also get a lot of pork flavor, or pork taste, which
That's true.
is pork, not with the
Beef.
short ribs. It was just exploding with flavor.
I did like the beef better.
It's still pork.
Those
The
the
short
short
ribs?
ribs? I thought they were beef ribs.
Pork rib. I think they're pork also.
I don't think so.
No?
No, but
Oh,
I can
okay.
check.
Yeah, we need to verify.
Okay.
Okay? So that was number 1. Actually, I'm gonna cut from this. This feels incredibly moist.
That has a little kick to it.
Yes, it does. want to try the char. Since it's called char siu. Well, that was the galbi. Again, I still prefer the short ribs. So, to pay 3 times the amount.
But you can probably find them better someplace else. Or less expensive, maybe. Thank you. Still hot.
Try that char siu. I like it when it's charred.
Still good,
But nothing even, to me, nothing even close to the short ribs.
well, the short ribs had a lot of marbling in them. I'm
It did.
pretty positive they were beef. Thank you.
This is number 4, the pink mixture.
Cool. Kind of big.
Was all fat.
Not all, but. Thank you. Again, that one's the least.
And this is the homemade marinade. Now that's the first one that carried the flavor over
I did.
very strongly. Okay, so we did 5 short ribs and 5 pork shoulder or pork, whatever it is. By far, number 3 short ribs is your favorite.
Yep. By far. It's good.
And then number 2,
And
short rib. And where does fat pork come in? Number 4.
What do you mean in
So this is number 1, the short ribs. This is number 2, the short ribs.
Yep.
This is number 3, the short ribs. And this
Yes.
is number 4, the short ribs, and the same.
Yeah, they're actually,
Comparable.
Yeah, the pork was almost better.
Okay. So,
It's good.
again,
But it's up to individual taste. You can do your own taste test and see what you like, and then you'll know.
I was planning, but Griddle Master Jr. had to go. I have white rice. We were planning to do a pork fried rice and film that, but I like white rice with this, and I think with that homemade marinade, I think with the white rice, it's going to be amazing for me. Mrs. Griddle Master is not a rice fanatic. She'd be happy with crinkle fries. So, thanks for joining us. Hope you could use some of this information. Stay away. I don't want to say that. This company's in the market, and
For a reason, some people must like it.
some people must like it, or maybe that's all that they could get. And it's our brothers in Hawaii and brothers and sisters in Hawaii. Got to be politically correct nowadays. it can serve its purpose for something, but not for me. So, anyway, Korean barbecue original for ribs, 2 thumbs up. Thanks for joining us, and look forward to more videos to come. If you like this, please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. So, Mr. Griddle Master,
Mrs. Grill Master.
bye.